Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. I'm still here, I'm still alive. Sunday morning chat. I'm up early. Graham's still having a snooze, bless him. And I get up and have a quick look at the news feed on Google and stuff. And yeah, I've seen stuff over the last few days on tea breaks. I have a quick look. Turns out Megan's a bitch to work for. Kel Surprise. Not much of a shocker for us lot, is it? So I didn't really feel that needed much discussion. Perhaps it does. So I thought I'd just have a chat. I don't know. I think this might be a bit of a longer one. I'm quite tired today. I did a lot on the boat yesterday and made excellent progress. Now, the 3 windows behind me, they look like really clear on this, and they are. Well, they're sort of cloudy. They have a window tint on them. A very, very black window tint. And no, it's not an optical illusion. They're completely see-through now because the sun down here bleached the black out of the window tint. In fact, I'll just show you what I've been doing. See this? I couldn't find anything to get the window tint off because it's so disintegrated and deteriorated. It's actually fused to the glass and it won't come off in one large sheet. These little bits here, because I have been scratching it off, those gigantic windows. I've only started on one. Oops. With this. Look at that. To give you some proportion. I've been scratching it off with this little tiny blade. This is the only thing that works. Now, they come in a box. Get a whole selection of these in a box. And there's a stick like this, which would make life a lot easier. And you put your selected blade in, and this one is just great. But there are 2 sticks in the box, and I lost the big stick. I've only got the little stick. So this one I've had to do with my finger, and I've actually cut into my index finger doing it. I cleaned all 3 of the lower windows last night. And I cleaned all of these 3 windows outside. And I'll tell you what, when I put window tint on again, and I will, I'm putting it on the outside because it'll just be easier. Anyway, there you go. You didn't want to know any of that, did you? So then in between doing that kind of job, I go and check the newspapers on my tea break, and I see everything has changed this morning. Now, of course, we all know, I think it's Harry's birthday today. And I don't really know how to explain this or kind of break the news to you because I can see what's coming. And actually, I would say probably just a guesstimate, about 30% of you in the comments have been warning me about this for months. And you were right, and I deeply suspect you're on the money. How can I broach this? I wake up this morning to a lot of mainstream UK newspapers, Daily Mail, Guardian, of course, Independent, basically giving a subliminal message from the King: all is forgiven and forgotten, Harry. That the embryons, the beginnings, the paving of the way, the thin end of the wedge, a here we go, a testing of the water. You were right. I mean, if it goes this way, well, I shall probably just look at the whole royal family and as a sort of a side entertainment until William is on the throne. I don't think I'll ever be an anti-monarchist. I definitely won't be a Republican because I don't believe that system would work for the United Kingdom. It's worked for other countries, for example, America, who struggled for that at great, great expense. The United Kingdom is different. It's different territory, different part of the world, different setup, different history. France is another that obviously had a very, very bloody struggle and history to become a republic. Our country, United Kingdom, is not like that. Now, let me try and explain what I'm seeing, and I could be wrong. I could have completely misread this, but I'm thinking no, because, oh, must be Sunday, here we go, we better all go to church, hadn't we? It's kind of nice, isn't it? I had a lovely chat. One of my mates, well, she's a security guard here. She's only my mate because, you know, we moved the boat here and I met her. She doesn't speak a word of English. And for years I've dreaded her coming down the pontoon because she loves us and she wants to talk to us in Spanish. And, you know, me in Spanish, it's tricky. But last night I had a 20-minute chinwag with her in Spanish, completely, todo. And it was the best conversation I've ever had in Spanish. I was quite impressed with myself. Thank you. Right, bells have finished. Let me talk about what I'm seeing in the newspapers. Well, yeah, nice that the King has tweeted or Instagrammed or whatever you call it, a picture of Harry saying, wishing the Duke of Sussex a very merry, happy birthday and all that. Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. It's the 3 named advisors that apparently Harry's been hanging out with. Ed Lane Fox, Pinkerton, Lowther Pinkerton, can't remember the name of the other guy. Oh, all these old names cropping up, and how advice has been going back to like way before Hugh Grosvenor's wedding, Duke of Westminster. Probably been going on longer than that. Daily Mail have had a poll, right? They've had a poll, and apparently the majority of the British public want Harry back as a working royal. Yada, yada, yada. Harry's going to have a chat with the King later today. A private conference. Wonder how long the details of that will remain private. Well, we'll wait for the next paperback, won't we? Penguin paperback. I actually took a screenshot of one of the comments on the Daily Mail because I think this person, whoever you are out there, actually hit the nail on the head about the poll. I mean, the poll, it says Harry is marginally more popular than he used to be, like a few months ago in the UK, and that a large proportion of the public would be happy to see him come back as a working royal. Now, this person put a comment so well, and I'll give full credit, so if you go to the Daily Mail, then you'll be able to find this person. Hang on. I WhatsApped it to Graham so that I wouldn't forget. Right. They're called Sussex Real, and they said, no, don't think this poll represents the mass opinion. Would need to see the demographics, sample size, the way the survey was worded, etc., etc. Who said you can get any results you want with statistics? Well, this is a fine example. Last week, Harry was #1 public enemy after trying to get money from taxpayers while OAPs were having their heating allowances snatched from them. Give us a more credible survey, but nice try, Ipsos and Daily Mail, now go away. Now, that is a very good comment because, as I suspect a lot of you know, when somebody asks a polling company for a poll, they can pretty much get the answer that they want. It depends how the questions are designed, doesn't it? A lot of other people in the same article comments section said, in fact, I'll put a link to that particular article and you can see it's not the poll, it's the way the article is worded. And I will explain why I feel this is coming from the King. A lot of the other people in the comments section have basically said, if they put in the poll, would you be happy for Harry to come back alone, #1, or would you be happy for Harry and Meghan to come along back to the royal family? Because that would, I think there'd be a resounding scream of outrage. No way. I mean, she's, let's be polite, she's difficult to work with, probably difficult to live with. I think everybody's seen what's happened. Oh, Moj sent me a link to a podcast with Ellie Hall on it. I'll try and put the link in the description here. It's on Spotify. It's a very hard listen because the lady who does the... I hope you can hear me over this. I'm sort of hiding from the wind. It's suddenly turned cold. The lady who presents it speaks very, very slowly and patronisingly. And then Ellie Hall goes on to... they use snippets of various YouTubers in our sector. One of which I would class as a very, very young lady. Even, you know, my daughter would look at her and say, well, she's probably only about 10 years older than me, Mum. But Ellie Hall refers to her and all of us as old women. Wow, Ellie. Haven't changed much, have you, over the years? I did make a video years ago, Ellie, saying, are you back in the wrong horse? How are you going to feel if and when it all comes out about the bullying, about Meghan being a bitch? Are you going to feel bad? Are you going to think, oh, I not only supported that, I enabled that, I helped silence some people? Ah, she's really insulting, talking about pretty much basically anybody who doesn't just accept what mainstream media says as a conspiracy theorist, a tin hatter. Oh. Anyway, so I'll put a link to that. Now, my reasoning for thinking it's King Charles who has started this is because there's a uniform look about this in the UK mainstream press. And it reminds me of the very slow and long campaign for Camilla, for the acceptance of Queen Camilla, as she was then Camilla Parker Bowles before they were married, and then the Duchess of Cornwall, etc. And I remember before the wedding, it was sold to us, the public, she will never be Queen Camilla, she will be known as Princess Consort, which I always thought was undignified anyway, you know. I'm quite happy she's Queen Camilla, you know, the lady who is married to the king is the queen. And if we're going to go down roads where we're setting new precedents kind of thing, but I didn't really like the way it was sold to everybody. That was definitely, most certainly, absolutely, it was written in stone next to Moses' 10 Commandments, and I knew at the time that would change. And so it has. And I see this situation because I recognise the style, I recognise the level of determination of the little bit, here we go. So, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it. Nothing we can do, is there? We're just a bunch of plebs. Perhaps monarchs have absolute power, more power than even I realised. They have enormous, tremendous influence. Well, perhaps I'm being too harsh. And while I'm processing my thoughts, I thought I'd show you this. I did the fiberglassing on the roof yesterday, well, one of the laminate layers, and just for the purposes of certain dumb-witted sugars, and also I thought you guys might be interested, it is on Graham's channel. This is my roller, and that's I peel that out of my bowl. You know, when I've finished, I snap I let it go hard, and then I snap it free. So, you know, that's according to sugars, fiberglass is paint. I'm just sort of I don't know, wandering with my own thoughts. As far as Meghan being a Hitler in high heels, I think one of the staff in America said she was dictator in high heels, a nightmare, marching around, relentless, giving the impression that Harry is in an abusive relationship. I mean, that's how it came across, which we've all known for a long time, and an enabler, enabling her. He is her power base. Without him, she could not have done as much damage, which we've all known for a long time. That was all leaked for the birthday weekend, as Harry decided not to spend his birthday with her. Now, I mean, all right, let's say he goes back, and not only does he go back to the UK, he goes back within the family, he goes back to being a working royal. But let's play along with this for a minute. Now, some of you naughty cynics have suggested that perhaps he and Meghan are not on bad terms at all, and it'd be a way of him sneaking back in and then going, oh, I've kissed and made up with Meghan and she's coming back. And an earthquake so big would appear you'd see Buckingham Palace crack in half. Well, I think the Prince of Wales needs all this like a hole in the head. I really do. I understand Charles. It's his son. Thank God neither of our two are like this, but I understand as a parent. But as a working royal, that is, for me, it's a no-no. I mean, if Harry were to go back as a working royal, for me, the whole institution would instantly, overnight, become a joke. A living joke. Pointless. Somebody who called our country and a Commonwealth Empire Mark II, equating it to slavery, dissing it, unconscious bias, all that bollocks cannot be unsaid. I mean, I know nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. But when I was a kid, the royal family were very good at keeping their business a lot more quiet and not commenting. Whereas now, it's not just Harry. I mean, talk about touchy-feely and... I mean, I feel Camilla's earned her place, but my God, how have we got here? It's like anything goes. Far, far from perfection. And we all paper over the cracks on their behalf, don't we? We all make excuses and we all, oh, bless them this and bless them that, and don't we? Come on. I've got to say, how many fucking times, Charles? How much luck is there to be pushed? Not bloody much left where I am. People breaking their balls to heat their homes. Do you know, yesterday when I was working on the boat, just to change the subject slightly, a lady came down the pontoon. Jules. If you're out there, Jules, I'm sure you will be. I loved that. Really loved that. She is one of us, and she blagged away past the gate and came down to say hello, and we had a really lovely chit chat, and we were talking about the royal family and stuff, and oh, she had me in stitches, all sorts of stuff that I just couldn't possibly say on YouTube. I could say it to each and every one of you individually, but not, you know, walls have ears and all that. But I mean, that was before I saw these headlines. Oh, King wishes Harry happy birthday. Fair enough. King's going to have a private chat with Harry. Fine, have a private chat. Don't have to tell all of us. Don't have to tell the whole fucking world. Polls come out. Harry's more popular than ever. UK public think Harry can come back as a working royal. Oh, Harry's been hanging out with these advisors. Now they're being named specifically. It's like a stamp. Boom, boom. Daily Mail. BBC, Sky News, Independent, Guardian. Oh, do us a favour. Oh, maybe I'm just really, really tired after working on the boat and I'm going to press on today. Or maybe I'm just sick and tired of the indecision of it where Harry's concerned. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and I'm being very unfair and unjust to the king. I hope I am wrong. I hope I am being completely unfair and unjust to Charles. But I mean, I've seen it before. And I feel, here we go. Get your tomatoes ready. Get your booing voices ready. Well, that's all I can say, because that's all we've got, isn't it? Well, you can't throw tomatoes. I wouldn't actually do that, because that is actually a criminal offence. To describe the difference between assault and battery very, very quickly, this is assault and this is battery. So when you throw a tomato at somebody, threatening to throw a tomato would be assault. When the tomato actually hits, that's actually battery. Yeah. That's a criminal offence. You can get nicked for that. You know, chucking eggs at the king and stuff. People get nicked for it. But booing, well, I don't know. They'll probably make a law, won't they? You're not allowed to boo anymore. But that's all we've got. That is all we've got. And that's their biggest fear, actually. Anyway, I'm going to go and make another cup of tea. and I'm going to go and sit and stare at my paint rollers and think about doing some work today. I hope you're all having an awesome day, wherever you are on planet Earth. It's lovely to chat to you. I think I'd go mad actually if I didn't have you guys to talk to. So thank you very much for listening.